Man on the run has got to stop running sometime, somewhere. Man on the run has got to stop running sometime, somewhere. He travels hard, travels fast, but he can't lose his past. He tries, but the past never dies. Man on the run. Man on the run has got to stop running someday, some way. Man on the run has got to stop running someday, some way. He's got to stop, turn around, put both feet on the ground, come face to face with himself. Man on the run.
Let him go. Even with a price on his head, he isn't worth chasing into Apache land. Let's go back.
hurt pretty bad, old-timer. I better find a spot where you can rest easy. Easy now. Easy.
Smoke? Apaches or white men? Apaches are pretty touchy about people cutting across their land.
You a cowhand or a gun hand?
You have to be both to stay alive these days.
I've seen your face before.
That's possible.
On the run?
Oh, let's say I just like to travel.
Any special spot in mind?
El Paso, if I can get a stake. Not I might push north.
Why not?
Take it easy. Well, as long as they're sheepmen and cattlemen, they'll always hire top guns.
That's right. Then when the war's over, the man who paid you warriors' wages won't want you. The town won't want you. Then where?
Who knows?
Don't you care?
About what?
Running the rest of your life.
Doesn't really make much difference. You live and you die. Why fight it? And right now, I'd say I'm a lot better off than you. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
I wouldn't change places with you, son, if I could. You're afraid of your own shadow. You can't keep running away from your shadow. 20 years from now, if you live that long, what do you have to show for it?
What have you got, Marshal?
This.
Tin badge?
This badge is a magic piece of metal, son. Evil men fear it. Decent men respect it. And the man who wears it can die with a clear conscience.
You think I'm proud of my past, Marshal? You think I like riding up one trail and down another, knowing that someday there'll be no more trails to ride? You think I like keeping my gun hand limber, facing men knowing that one of us will die? I'm afraid it won't be me. Still, there's an end to everything, even a rope. You know, when I was a kid, seems like a million years ago, I wanted to grow up and pack one of those 10 badges, but I guess it just wasn't in the... That's the way it's always been, Marshal. Nobody ever stayed around long enough to hear my side of the story. Vaya con Dios, Marshal Brennan.
Hi, Chickamauga.
Hello, Chickamauga. Coffee?
Where is Dr. Hale?
Well, he was just here, Chickamauga. He had to go and see some sick people. What's the trouble?
I come to kill him.
Kill Doc Hale? Why?
Doctor killed my son.
That's not true, Chickamauga. Your boy was sick. The doctor did everything he could for him, just like he does for the other sick people of Bannock.
I will be back. Tell Doctor. After I bury my son.
Take it easy, boy. Not gonna hurt a bit. That wasn't so bad, was it? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, there.
What are you doing, Dr. Hale? Will the people of Bannock let you work on them anymore?
Shad, how long have you and your father had sick cattle on your range?
Who said they're sick?
I'll get the answer to that tomorrow from this.
What do you mean, Doc?
Well, Bannock has had more than a share of sick people the past 10 days. I think your cattle is the cause of that sickness.
Tell me more, Doc.
Well, I'm going to run a test on this specimen I just took from your calf. It's what I think it is. I'll have an Army vet up here from El Paso for the next few days to run an inspection on your entire herd.
You just don't want to keep on living, do you, Doc?
I mean that I'm thinking about. It's all those sick people who matter.
A lot of blood's been spilled on this land for not following orders, Doc. Now I'm giving you one. Get off.
George! Felipe, you take George and help the men on the north section.
Si, Senor Donovan.
Yes, sir. There. Why'd you send Felipe and George off? I need them to work this section.
I told you a week ago our cattle weren't carrying the weight that they should.
The North section was frozen over last winter. They just didn't get their bellies full.
That's not the reason. Come on. I'll show you why.
I've seen plenty of dead animals in my time, but none looked like this.
They died the hard way, Shad.
How do you mean?
Diseased.
What makes you say that?
10 years ago, I was in Victorville when a typhus epidemic broke out. 3 weeks later, there wasn't a steer on the range left alive. Half the people of the town had died. What you're seeing now isn't unlike the animals I saw in Victorville then.
And you think our cattle have typhus?
Maybe not typhus. Something just as bad. We're starting a trail drive tomorrow. If these cattle are going to die, they're not going to die with my brand on them. From now on, all the water on our place will be boiled. No milk will be served, and everybody will be strictly on a vegetable diet. But you don't tell them the reason why. That's important, Chad. You don't tell them the reason. We have to work 24 hours a day to get these cattle out of here. We'll do it.
Suppose someone already knows or suspects.
That'd be a problem.
Then we've got one.
Who?
Doc Hale.
What's Doc Hale know?
I'm not sure. Wait a minute. Maybe we don't have a problem at all. Chickamon's kid died this morning. He blames Doc Hale for it. Claims he's going to kill the doc.
Talk to Chickamon. Chickamon's a good man.
Smith, how can I get legal authority to inspect the man's herd of cattle?
You need a federal marshal's badge for that. You got one?
So can't you do it?
Not me. Why?
Well, I'm not sure, but I'm afraid we're going to have a first-class epidemic of black spot fever on our hands.
What's black spot fever?
First cousin to typhus.
But you're not sure?
No, I'm not sure. Not unless I get some specimens from Donovan's cattle.
And if you can't?
If I can, I'm afraid a lot of people are going to die within the next 72 hours. Score's already 14 bed cases and 1 death.
Murdoch told me about Chickamon's son. If I was you, Doc, I'd strap on some guns.
Smith, I wouldn't know how to use them. But I'm not worried about Chickamon. I'm worried about black spot fever. If I could get some specimens from those animals and get them over to El Paso and get a confirmation, then the Army could take over until this epidemic is under control.
Then we'd better get a rider off to the Army.
Smith, the Army won't move unless we can send proof.
What do you suggest?
I suggest that we go to Donovan and insist that he let us inspect his herd of cattle.
But you just said you didn't know how to use a gun, Doc.
What do you mean?
Well, you can't fight an army, Doc. And Donovan's got one. Put yourself in his boots. He's the cattle bearer of the territory. You even tell the governor what to do. Suppose you're right about the cattle being diseased. What happens to them?
They'd be destroyed, naturally.
You think Donovan's going to stand by and see his empire destroyed without a fight?
Smith, I'd rather destroy Donovan's empire than destroy lives of hundreds of people.
Yeah. Tell you what, Doc. You get together all the facts you can, and I'll see to it to get the Army in El Paso.
Thanks, Smith.
Hale, if there's going to be an epidemic in town, we're going to need a doctor. Take it easy, will you?
Colonel Donovan wants to see you, Sheriff. I guess this can wait. Colonel Donovan can't. Pappy Joe, keep this going for me till I get back. If Doc Hale comes by, tell him I won't be long.
Hey, you better take me with you. You may need some help.
Hey, Chad. Sheriff is out of town.
Remember, Chickamauga, you don't use your rifle. Doc Hale has to hang.
I do not care how the doctor dies.
Murdoch, you still have time
For what?
to pack up and leave town.
Why should I?
Because Bannock could be a ghost town in another week.
Why?
We're faced with an epidemic of black spot fever.
Chickamauga. Shad Donovan.
Better go out the side door and bring back Sheriff Smith.
What about you?
We'll worry about that later.
Dr. Hale! Dr. Hale!
What is it, Chickamauga?
My son. He died.
I did everything I could for him.
You lie. Your medicine killed him.
You really believe that? Or did someone tell you to say that?
The boy was poisoned by the doctor. He's a quack. That's right. All right, now listen to me. Listen to me. Listen.
Your boy didn't die from poisoning.
Why did he die?
Because of black spot fever.
Black spot fever. Why? Get back.
Do something! Captain!
Hey, Chad, I think this will hold him.
Doctor, you want to say something?
Nothing more than I've already said.
How can Donovan cattle make the sickness?
Chickamon, I told you the cattle are infected. We all get our dairy products from Donovan's cattle, you know that, and our meat. That'd be enough, but there's a dozen other ways the disease could have been passed on.
He's talked enough.
Let him speak.
Maybe some of the cattle could have died, and the carcasses fallen into the water, the river water, polluted it. We all drink that river water, you know that.
He's lying, trying to save his own neck.
Maybe he speak truth. Man with pain in his heart cannot tell.
Chickamon, please.
Pull him out.
No.
All right, hold it.
You draw, and I'm betting I'd take you with me. Now take the rope off of that man. I said take it off. Much obliged. You all right?
Yes, fine, thank you.
There's one thing that goes against my grain, and that's a neck-stretching party. You might say it's sort of personal.
We have our own law here. There's no room for stray hands, even if they do pack a tin badge.
What's your name, mister?
Donovan.
I won't forget that name.
What's yours, friend?
I don't have any.
No name.
No friends. All right, this party's over. Let's break it up.
I hope you speak truth, Doctor.
Not you, Donovan. I'm taking you into town with me.
Colonel Donovan's top man in this country. When he hears that you've jailed his son, he'll be riding into town fit to kill.
Marshal, I'm sure there's black spot fever in town. But convincing the people isn't going to be easy.
What's the matter? Don't these people in town like doctors?
Only when the doc makes them well.
You see, medicine is still a mystery to them. So when something happens that they can't understand, they get scared. People in this town are used to living and dying in their own time, in their own way.
The people want to believe, but some of them can't.
It takes time to change people's thinking and habits.
Your coming along, Marshal, was good luck for us.
Me?
With your help, the doctor should be able to convince...
Sorry, but I'll be riding out of town real soon.
You can't leave now.
I can't?
Well, I told you this town is facing a deadly epidemic. There's a chance a lot of people may die.
Sorry, you'll have to deal me out.
But you're holding the ace.
Ace?
Your badge. A federal marshal's badge. Sheriff Smith told me the only person that could do anything was a federal marshal. You've got the authority to declare an emergency, to enforce preventive laws until this epidemic is under control.
Oh, Brennan, Sheriff Smith just rode back into town.
Much obliged.
All right.
Oh, Marshal.
Yeah?
Please give us some thought.
I have. And my plans don't include a stopover.
Murdoch, that man can't leave. This town needs him.
Maybe he'll change his mind.
I hope so.
Me too.
You better get me out of here, Smith.
What you charge, Marshal?
Organizing a necktie party without permit.
What'd you say your name was?
Brennan.
First name. Matt Brennan, huh?
That's right. Matt.
Colonel Donovan's on his way over here, Smith, and it's not to pay a social call.
Donovan and some of his men just rode into town. Don't be a fool, Doc. You can't go out there.
I have nothing to be afraid of.
This town needs you, and they need you badly. Please, Doc.
Find Doc Hale. Right. I want to talk to you.
The name's Brennan, Donovan.
What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to use it. I want to bet from one Donovan today. I still feel lucky.
Brennan, I want to give you a piece of advice.
Breeze out of town, is that it?
I've got a lot of influence here. I own the biggest spread north of El Paso and south of Santa Fe. In Bannock, a man works for me or against me. If he's against me, he's my enemy.
From what I've seen, Donovan, you've got enemies enough.
What do I do to get Shad out of there?
Legally?
Legally.
Pending investigation of the charges, he can be released on bail if Marshal Brennan agrees.
How much?
$200. American money.
A man doesn't pack that kind of money with him.
All right. Drop back when you get it.
I'll write you a bank draft.
I'll take it, if it's good.
It's good.
Won't take long to find out. Smith, have your deputy run across the bank and check it. As soon as we get the cash, you get your boy.
Got some coffee, Miss Murdoch?
I just made a fresh pot, Cleef.
Bueno.
There you are. Say, tell me, Felipe, how come you have blonde hair?
I don't know. He could have to anybody. Not to Molly.
Oh, come on, Felipe. The coffee can't be that bad.
No, it is not the coffee. It is your hands.
My hands?
The hands of one so bonita that you not have to soil them with work.
Gal has to work for a living, you know.
Here you are, Brennan.
Much obliged. Count it, Smith.
Just a minute. Let him out.
Yeah.
I said let him out.
Let him out yourself if you want him out. Hey, Brennan! I'm with you. Everything was going real good till you drew that gun, Shad.
I may just call your play, Brennan.
That'll be my pleasure.
You plan to take all of us?
No,
I didn't think so.
just you, Donovan.
I told you I had a lot of influence, Brennan. I plan to use it. See that your stay in town is short. Chad?
What do you say? What do you say, boy? You know, you can chase that tail of yours all you want, but don't you ever try to run away from your shadow, huh? It can't be done. Good boy. Run along now. All right, Murdoch.
Coffee, Brennan?
Thanks.
Here you are. You know, I can't figure you out.
Why not?
1 minute you act like a man with deep feeling, and the next minute you act like a savage.
It takes a savage to stay alive in this wild country.
Ever thought about settling in one place?
Yeah, I thought about it once. But a marshal changed my mind.
This town could use someone like you. Hard and tough. but with a heart.
Sorry, Murdoch. But I was born to the saddle, and I like to keep on the move.
You can't always be a man on the run.
Yeah, I know. So long, Murdoch.
So long, Brennan.
Another case of the fever, Brennan. A real bad case. Leaving?
Yeah. I got a date further down the trail.
Can it wait?
Any reason why it should?
Donovan's not going to stand still for what happened today. Doc Hale's going to need somebody to back up his play.
You do pretty good. You do it.
I can, with your help.
Sorry, Smith. That date in El Paso can't wait.
Brennan.
Yeah?
You forgot this.
Much obliged.
Badge packs a lot of power.
You keep it.
The Brennan I know would back up that badge.
The Brennan you know?
The one that backed down Donovan. You know, your guns could help this land, Brennan.
Land's not much good to you, Smith. When you're 6 feet under it. Adios.
What is it, Marshal?
You said I could help, Doc. How?
Well, first, I'll need some specimens of Donovan's cattle. Secondly, if my tests with the specimens work out and I'm lucky enough to develop an antidote, I'll need someone to enforce the emergency. Someone to help me make the people take the antidote. That's a pretty big order, Marshal.
I like big orders, Doc. When do we start?
As soon as I make that young lady in there comfortable.
I'll be waiting outside.
Oh, Marshal.
Yeah?
Thanks.
Forget it, Doc. I'm just paying a debt that's long overdue. Ever try to run away from your shadow, Smith?
Yeah. Can't be done.
I know.
You're to give that to Governor Ainley himself, personally. You understand?
Yes, sir.
He ought to be here the end of the week.
Doesn't he always come running when you want to pay your taxes?
He'll be here. And that'll take care of Brennan. Hey, Doc. Locate a couple of strays down there.
I'll get one for you, Doc.
You two keep a watch from here.
You know something, Jody? Somehow I'd feel much safer in jail.
There she is, Doc. Got it? Yeah. Out of the way, Doc.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh.
That's black spot fever, all right.
Can you use a specimen as an antidote, Doc?
I'll know in a few minutes.
Don't understand.
Understand what?
Donovan and his men. I seen them ride into town and shoot it up for a lot less than what happened today. They must be cooking up a real pot of trouble this time.
Don't look for trouble, Smith. When it's ready, it'll find us.
Well, we may save a few lives yet. I think I can develop an antidote, but I need more blood. Gotta work fast. Can't go from door to door to inoculate the people. We gotta bring them here. Isolate the real bad cases so the disease won't spread within their homes.
What are you gonna do with the isolated cases, Doc?
Take them over to Murdoch's if she'll let me.
She'll let you.
Well, you both better get home and get a good night's rest. Maybe a few days before you get another chance.
Yeah.
Good night. Put in the back room, Peppy Joe.
How's it going, Doc?
Not very good.
Hi.
Coffee, Brendan.
Thanks.
For you, anything, anytime.
Doesn't pay to declare yourself, Murdoch.
I've declared myself. Now you know where I stand.
Just wouldn't work out, that's all. Thanks.
Murdoch, the other day I asked you to pack up and leave town. And you wanted to know why. I can tell you now. I care. Care a lot. Does it matter that I care?
Yes, it does. Because I like you. And I wouldn't want to hurt you for anything in the world. But it can't be.
Brennan? Well, you're two of my favorite people.
Keep moving!
Bastard, don't let him wonder! You're not keeping up, Philippe. Move fast.
I will try, Chad, but my head is very warm.
Now. That takes care of the cattle in the north section, Dad.
Let's ride over the ridge and see how the boys are doing there. Then we'll make tracks for the ranch. The governor ought to be here sometime today.
Well, I think I got enough.
Well, I hope so, Doc. Let's go.
Chad!
Burning up with fever.
Men find out about this, they'll pull up stakes. Can't afford to have that happen. You better take care of them.
Chad! You can't do that!
Can't I? Watch me.
Chad! Chad! You my friend!
Another bad case of the fever.
Yeah, but he's got a worse case of lead poisoning, Doc.
Chad Donovan. Why?
You got the fever, Felipe. They couldn't let the other men see you come down.
It looks like I've been pushing a ladder for the wrong people.
We better get him back to town.
It will do no good. Felipe has seen men die before. It is good that I do not die alone. Two things you must know. Colonel Donovan will start the cattle drive tomorrow at dawn. Governor Ainley will be in today. Colonel Donovan.
Well, you heard what he said about Donovan starting a cattle drive.
Now I know why they've been leaving us alone.
Those cattle can't leave this valley. They've got to be stopped.
How, Doc? How do you stop thousands of cattle and an army of hired guns? Pills and prescriptions?
Brennan, all I know is if those diseased cattle leave this valley, black spot fever could break out over this whole territory.
What about the people in town? Don't you think you should worry about them first?
Brennan, they're out of my hands now.
Take a miracle to stop those cattle.
You two work it out.
Brennan?
Yeah?
What do you mean?
Time's come for me to travel, Smith. Miracles are a little bit out of my line.
You go back into town, Doc, and send somebody out for Felipe. I'll take care of this end of it. Marshal?
Yeah?
If we could meet the governor before Donovan and his men and take him into town, we might be able to talk some sense into, seeing is believing.
All right. I'll ride with you part way. Let's go.
Hey.
Are you sure this is the only way the governor can come?
Positive. This is the only way you can get to Donovan's ranch. You want to smoke?
Yeah, I don't mind if I do. You've known all along, huh?
Yeah.
Why didn't you call my hand the first day I rode into town?
Well, I was going to, but when I saw you back Donovan down, I saw a chance for our town to stay alive.
Did you ever wonder what happened to the real Brennan?
Yeah.
It's not what you think.
What about the murder you wanted for?
That was a fair fight. But I've never had a chance to prove it.
Your word's good enough for me, Brennan.
Thank you. Smith.
Yeah?
If a sheriff ever does catch up with me, I hope he's like you.
Hold up! I'd like to speak to you, Governor.
What is it, Sheriff?
I'd like to explain it to you on the way into town, sir.
I wasn't planning on going into town directly.
I think you will after you hear what I have to say, sir.
I'll tell you, over in Bannock, we got a serious situation.
What's it all about?
Well,
I'm glad to have heard your story first, Sheriff Smith. Donovan's capital must not be moved.
Can you give us military help, sir?
There's no time for that, Sheriff. The only help I can offer is to go directly into El Paso and legalize the action you're forced to take. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Let's move out, Captain.
All right, out!
Got a lot of things to be thankful for.
What's the trouble, Doc?
There's no trouble, Smith. No trouble at all. 5 patients just passed the crisis. The antidote works, and town's going to be all right.
When these people heard about their folks getting better, they rushed into town and offered to do anything they could.
You mean these people will do anything they can to help?
Anything, Carl.
And Mr. Donovan's got a big surprise coming tomorrow at dawn.
Carl, where's Brennan?
He didn't come back. Said he had to hit the trail.
Where's he going?
I don't know, but he couldn't be too far away.
Murdoch, I think if you hurry, you might be able to catch up with him before night.
Murdoch. What are you doing here? What do you want?
You, Brennan.
It's no good, Murdoch. It's just no good.
Why? Why isn't it any good?
I'm nothing but a drifter.
You rode into Bannock and saw tomorrow and you fought for it.
No, I saw yesterday. I was fighting that.
What you did will live as long as this town does.
Don't make it sound like something it isn't. When a man makes a decision about his life, that decision's worth dying for, isn't it?
A woman has to make a decision, too.
I know.
I want you, Brennan. Here, or in an outlaw camp, or somewhere at the end of the world, it makes no difference. Wherever you go, I'll go. We can bury the past together.
You know about my past?
Carl told me.
What about Doc Hale?
I told you I'd made my decision.
Then we won't have to go any place to bury the past. We'll bury it right here. I'm not riding out this time.
No matter what happens.
No matter what happens.
There's only us. Now, till dawn.
Use one of your guns?
Sure, Doc.
Thanks. This is a little bit out of your line, isn't it, Doc? This is one operation I wouldn't miss for the world.
Don't run out on me now.
Donovan! First head of cattle that crosses that river is our signal to open up.
Will you let a blood spill, Brennan? I'll give you 60 seconds to change your mind.
60 seconds can sure be a long time.
Depends on what you're waiting for, Doc.
The 60 seconds are up, Brennan. We're gonna move. Move 'em!
We're driving the cattle across.
Drive 'em!
Down the hill, boys.
He's gonna bring those cattle down that steep cliff.
Both those Donovans are crazy.
Take 'em off that hill there! Down the river, boys! Move 'em!
Do you think we can stop them?
Never stopped Donovans before.
All right, let's move in closer, men. Come on over here. You're right, Marshal. It's magic. Real magic.
The man on the run had to stop running sometime, somewhere. Man on the run had to stop running sometime. traveled far, traveled fast, thought he could lose his past. He tried, but the past wouldn't die. The future was ahead, and he found it. He threw back his shoulders to the wind. He grabbed a star and stood behind it. This man who had sinned, the man on the run, had to stop running someday, some way. Man on the run had to stop running someday, some way. He had to stop, turn around, put both feet on the ground. He fought that war.